Welcome back to my channel, you guys. It's me, CMZ News, aka Candace, here to give another recap on the latest episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, episode 20. I actually found this episode kind of hard to get through. I had to stop it a couple times. I had to rewatch it a couple times to even really just get through it and to have certain scenes sink in. And I think I did find it a little boring, but it wasn't just because of that. I think it was just because I wanted to get to the end. I wanted to get to the Kathy and Rinna conversation. And honestly, I am so tired, but I am tired of Lisa, Rinna, and just every scene she was in, acting just so breathless and just so outraged and just, I want to light into her ass, you guys. Like, I am so tired of this vile walking soap actress person that she has become. I think that she has literally gone too far, and I'm gonna hopefully explain. I took some notes about my thoughts regarding her, and hopefully once I get going, I get them all said. But let's just get to it. Let's get to this recap, episode 20. It opens up with Dorit and Kyle. Now, I am going to do pretty much every scene, but I'm going to, a couple scenes I'm not going to do in order because I want to do the Kathy scene full on. But first, Dorit calls Kyle. Kyle is in Georgia, I believe, filming for the movie, and she gives her a recap. She tells her that Lisa left early because she just couldn't do it. She was just so upset, seeing Kathy since the fight. And Kyle said, it was mainly directed towards me. It was things at me, things about me. I don't even really know what I did. And Kyle said that, the morning they left Aspen, that Lisa told her majority of the things that Kathy was coming out of Kathy's mouth was about her. She didn't want to tell Kyle exactly what was said because she didn't want to hurt Kyle. Kyle, choking on her emotion, said, maybe it's best I don't know specifically what was said. And I think we can all understand that, it can be really hurtful to hear things about yourself. And if you do want to move on, maybe you just don't even need to know and put it out there in the universe because you may not be able to unhear it. So next scene, we have Erica in therapy, and at home, she's doing Zoom therapy with her therapist. She admits that she basically has become a regular therapy goer in the last year, year that she's been divorced, or 3 years that her divorce has been going on. She's been going more regularly. Actually she said 3 years she started, but now she goes regularly. She admits that she's struggling with moving on now that things have settled. So her therapist gave her some sound advice, which is true, you guys. As horrible as some of us think Erica is, she is still human, even though she may not seem like it sometimes, but she has a new life. She has to mourn this new life. Remember, she thought she would leave this marriage and was going to hold Tom's hand. Well, she is out of this marriage because of the fraud and all the other allegations against him and now his mental decline. So she is still married to him, but she can't exactly divorce him. So she has to mourn that life. And she said, the life she had and the husband she thought she had. Her therapist was kind of laying it on thick, I think, really explaining that, Tom was problematic in their marriage before she officially fought for divorce. And Erica shares that she actually misses the big blue-eyed Tom, who was larger than life, even though he was only like 5 feet, but he just seemed bigger because he was such a legend in the attorney field or whatever, law field. And he probably walked a lot taller. He walked with his head held high. And we get some flashbacks of him, giving her jewelry. And when she's signing that Chicago contract or he's reviewing it, he tells her he's proud of her. And she's like, thank you. Thank you. It's like all she wanted was for her husband to say that. And then, she said, as sweet as Tom could be, he could flip. We get some scenes of when he was snappy, telling her to be quiet and to not talk and all that. So, in one fell swoop, Erica lost it all. People were harmed, but she was also harmed. And she admits that she was harmed too. And she grew up in a house where she wasn't allowed to have feelings, which she feels like, validates what the public says about her, that she's the ice queen, that she has no feelings. I mean, even me, I just said, she is human, even though she doesn't seem like it. But she needs to lean more into that. I have been saying, I am going to take I think Erica, I've been a little fair to her, but she's not off the hook because I think she's in cahoots with a couple of things that have happened on the show, and currently narratives that are being played out there. So I don't think she's completely innocent, but I think if she continues on the show, which I think she will, she has got to show us more than anger, more than crying because I'm going through a lawsuit. We have got to see some softness from her. I don't care. She needs to get her son on here. She needs to invite her mom back. We need to see that. Okay? So her therapist tells her basically, until she does that, just accept your bad rap. And I get it. Then we go to the Pretty Mess hair shop, her hair pop-up shop. And I actually kind of like how she did this party. It's instead of like the usual thing, it was just kind of like a very casual daytime thing. And she tells everybody, you know what, bring your stylist, which I thought was fantastic. Yeah, you know, I'm not a hairstylist, you know, so it's like you bring your stylist who can say, you know what, this hair feels good. She's selling weave hair. She says she's worn just about every kind of hair, so it tracks for her to be part of this. And when she gets there, though, a reporter's like, you know, we've heard all the drama in Aspen. And Erica says, I don't know how they're getting all these details. I mean, anybody would want this story. I mean, Kathy Hilton acting like an asshole, cursing out waiters, yelling at managers. Yeah, people saw it. People saw it, but nobody videotaped it. But we know inside the Caribou Club, there was no cameras allowed. But you mean to tell me nobody still has said, hi, was there? I've heard there are a couple of Bravo accounts that actually supposedly have some witnesses. I have to look into that. But anyway, Sutton comes and Erica was appreciative of that. They show a flashback of Erica inviting her to go to this event. And Sutton says something, you know, really classy, as she always is. She goes, I want Erica to be successful. And I believe that. And if you remember when Erica first went through her divorce, the first thing Sutton told her is like, you need money. If you need a friend who can front you large amounts of money, I can be that person. Now, we know, those of us who keep up with things going outside of the show, that Erica actually did have somebody for that. And it was a man who was friends with her and Tom when they were married, who gave her like $150,000 or something to kind of make her escape and get some lawyers and things like that. And maybe he's still fronting her lifestyle, don't know. But, you know, I think Sutton's advice was good. And she is a woman supporting woman, and this is a woman's business. And so here we are. The ladies all settle in, they're coming. Everyone is there but Garcelle. Garcelle had to work. And they have a fun little conversation about being dressed. And Rinna goes, you know, Harry, when he's around, you know, he likes casual Rinna, regular hair, regular clothes, no makeup. And all the girls are saying, you know, how their mom likes them. Rob likes Crystal dressed up because she's always like so casual. And Dorit, PK loves her just glamorous at all times. And I'm like, I know that's right, PK. You have a beautiful wife, and he loves to see her look good. So I thought it was interesting, though, that Rinna was like, you know, when Harry's around, like, that's such a weird statement to say about your husband. But we know that Harry don't be liking to be home. But, you know, don't talk about the husbands. Don't bring up Rinna's husband. She's going to bring up everything else in your family, but can't talk about that. Diana gets a call from Elton John. Okay, cool flex, but, you know, no offense to Sir Elton John. Okay, let me put some respect on his name. But she literally brought nothing this whole episode except for the phone call from Elton John. I'm sorry, was he just like literally scheduled to call you during this event? Did you think we didn't believe you that you knew him? Like, I didn't care. Okay, hi Elton, great. How about you have him call during the conversation about the freaking tickets and the tables? How about you call Elton and have him clear that up, okay? Rinna's also wearing rented Tom Ford, and I thought that was shady that got left in there. Now, she starts talking to Dorit, and she's like, it was just so hard, you know, I just had to leave. I'm sorry I left Crystal's early. It was too much in that moment. Dorit admits that she spoke to Kathy and that Kathy is very remorseful, and that, you know, she apologizes. And Rinna's like, well, she hasn't apologized to me. She goes, in fact, she tried to silence me. So Rinna reads this text message. It says, please, please do not say anything we discuss. Otherwise, it'll make a huge scene. No bueno, okay? The second text from Kathy was saying, listen, if you could just, please don't say anything. Silence is golden. I'm staying silent. So Rinna being dramatic, putting extras on things. Oh, she's trying to silence me. Okay, no, she's not trying to silence you with that text. Now, if you recall, if you've been following, because Rinna has been pumping this up for months, she got a cease and desist order from Kathy. So I do believe Kathy tried to silence her, but she probably tried to, not probably, she tried to silence her from continuing to spread that Kathy said homophobic things and that she said a racial slur. That is something that can literally ruin someone's life, including someone like Kathy. So if Kathy really didn't say it, and she can't stop this woman from running her big lips and running her mouth, she used what she has handy. She ran her some legal papers, said, shut the fuck up, is what she basically told her. So again, Rinna's not mentioning some of those. Those things aren't being mentioned on the show. Bravo also wasn't mentioning those things, okay? But apparently Kathy went on Instagram Live, and Rinna was like, oh, and she lied there. She said she was alone. I was there. Rinna was like, she lied. She lied. She repeated it. And they show Kathy saying, apparently I was throwing things and punching the wall, and I was just doing all. And I'm like, actually, you know, Rinna, you said that you went and locked yourself up in the room. So maybe Kathy did feel like she was alone after her rant and after she stumped on her glasses. Maybe she couldn't see because she, you know, she smashed her whole glasses. Where's the glass from that? Anyway, Rinna goes and joins the ladies, her and Dorit. They take their conversation over to the little table where the ladies are sitting, and they start talking about recapping what happened in Aspen. You know, the other ladies really do seem to just be kind of piecing it together, like, well, what happened? Well, this is what I saw, or this is what I didn't see. And Cherie even, or they bring up that Kathy was mad that the DJ wouldn't play Billie Jean. So they have a conversation about that. And Diana's like, look, you have to play the game. And Kathy should know the game better than me. She's played the game longer. She married into the game. To which Erica corrected her and said, oh, she didn't marry. She didn't. No, she said, excuse me. Diana said she was born into this game. And Erica was like, she wasn't born into it. She married into it. But hey, we all married into the game. You don't have to throw shit. She basically was born into it, actually. Her sisters were actors. Big Kathy had little Kathy modeling. They're a whole different story, but no. Kathy was working, okay? Anyway, so, but it's true. You know, you have to maybe tip and, you know, pay a little extra attention so that these waiters, and especially in these high-end places, these really upscale, they're making money, these waiters. They're getting their cash. So yeah, they probably made the table wait a little bit for drinks, and then Diana slides them $200, and which is nothing for her. And I think even Dorit was like, she gave him a little bit of money, and you know, they start getting the drinks. So anyways, Diana's like, you have to pay for drinks, you have to pay for them to play the music. And Cherie mentioned, she goes, you know, she's probably not used to anybody disrespecting her, because the lady said, well, the DJ or the manager told her, go back to LA. So it sounds like she got into it. It sounds like she got up. She wanted to do this conga line. They didn't want to do it. She wanted the DJ to play Billie Jean. He maybe brushed her off or said no. And then maybe she said, well, you know, who knows what she said? Maybe they play it at the clubs in LA, or in LA, I don't have a problem getting my records played. You know, I'm a friend of, you know, maybe she started saying things like that. You never know. She starts talking ish. The manager tells her, well, go back to LA. This club clearly is not worried about hurting Kathy's feelings. We heard that they wouldn't even let Kris Jenner in. So they don't give a, this club keeps it real. They're that exclusive where they do not care. They don't care. So Cherie mentions that she's not used to being disrespected, and I can agree with that. I mean, no one likes to be disrespected, but I'm pretty sure everywhere Kathy goes, she's treated like LA royalty. And you know, listen, it just is what it is. Money talks, and she's able to just get her way with a lot of things. And that doesn't mean she gets away with a lot of things. You need to be kind to people, but she probably gets the red carpet rolled out for her. And they were disrespectful to her in Aspen, and I'm sure she's spent lots of money in that town. So Cherie's telling her, you know, she mentioned that when she arrived to the hat store, that Kathy was outside and Kathy was agitated, that Kathy was shaking, that she was just so mad. And Erica goes, yeah, she was shaking at the club. And Rinna's like, what? She was mad at the club? And Cherie was like, yeah. I mean, at the hat place? Cherie was like, yeah, and that was that same night. So after so Kathy was agitated and angry that whole day off and on until she had her blow up. Well, Rinna's like, well, she wasn't really attacking me. Oh, wait, hold on. I skipped ahead in my notes. Rinna goes and says, oh, she connects the dots. She's like, this makes sense because it started at the shop. And I believe me ordering the 818 tequila set her off because I ordered the Kardashian Jenner tequila. And Kathy is jealous of the Kardashians. Shut the fuck up, Rinna. Kathy is jealous of the Kardashians. Let me tell you something. Kathy Hilton was Kathy Hilton way before the Kardashians, Jenners were who they were. They are who Kathy is who the Jenners wanted to be. Yes, they've rolled in the same circle, but after Bruce was, Caitlyn, I'm sorry, at the time she was married to Bruce, but Caitlyn had lost all their money. They were broke as hell, filing for bankruptcy. They lived in Calabasas. They didn't live in Beverly Hills. Back then, people thought, oh, you guys are going broke. You're moving to Calabasas. That's what I've heard them say. Kim was Paris's closet girl, okay? Kim was Paris's sidekick. There would be no Kim Kardashian family if not for Paris, if not for Paris's actual released tape getting out there and Kim and her mother deciding, look at the press for Kim. We can do that. It's not for her doing the same thing, got their show, bada bing, bada boom. Yes, there was a time where the Kardashians were pushed up there more than the Paris Hilton and she took a step back. But you're not going to do that. If anything, maybe they were annoyed because they created the formula and these people copied it, okay? They're not jealous. Kathy Hilton is not jealous. Kathy has been Kathy before Kris was. I guarantee you, Kris looked forward to the Christmas party invitations or whatever she can get. Oh, Kathy invite. I guarantee you that. So, Rinna, if anybody's jealous of the Kardashians, it's you. It's you and your daughters. You're jealous of the Kardashians. You're jealous of Yolanda and her girls. And your girls are still trying to catch up to that. And I don't want to diss her kids because they're doing their thing. But like, Lisa, knock it off. Like, God, I can't. So Rinna goes on and says she wasn't attacking me personally. She was just saying how she feels about all the people and blood. She had a lot of things to say about people here, people everywhere. There she goes again, dropping little hints that Kathy said some inappropriate things. So the girls, of course, are like, well, what is she saying? Like, what mean things? She talking about me? She talking about me? And then in the talking head, she's like, guys, I really just can't say it. But in the talking head, she goes, well, some people she lumped together. Crystal and Sutton, you're pointless. You should be fired. She called Dorit stupid, useless idiot. A barrage of things. I can't believe all the stuff she said. She said she couldn't stand to be around everybody. Everyone's peons. She doesn't like these women. Why does she have to be there? Everyone's an idiot. This is Kathy's show and she will ruin Kyle. Okay, do I believe any of that? Are those my opinions about these people in the cast? No. Do I think that maybe Rinna thinks Crystal and Sutton are boring and should be fired? Yes. Do I think that maybe Rinna thinks Dorit's stupid and useless? Yeah, because maybe Dorit doesn't play the role that she wants her to play all the time, Peons, why do I have to be around these people? I don't like them. Yeah, I can imagine Kathy saying that, maybe being mad. I don't even like these girls. Why do I have to do, maybe she said that being frustrated and mad, especially with nobody wanting to try her tequila and just different things she went through that weekend. So I could see that. She said that she and Garcelle came out better out of this than anyone because Kathy didn't talk trash about her Garcelle. She loves Garcelle. Crystal in the talking head though mentions quickly that Kathy just told her that she lost her temper. Remember, Crystal was there. In the after show, Crystal did say that she was going to leave with them, but her coat didn't come quick enough and Kathy just needed to leave. So she said at this point, she believes Kathy's account. Now, Rinna is also saying she's so mad that Kathy isn't here because what? Because Kathy's afraid to face you, Rinna? No, she just saw you the other night at Crystal's thing. Maybe she doesn't want to be there. Maybe because you've been seeing things online. Maybe because she doesn't want to have another blowout. Because honestly, if she lost her temper once, she might really direct. Maybe she'll really lose it for reals and direct it towards Rinna. So, now this next scene happens later, but I'm going to go over it now because I want to just do Kathy and Kyle straight on and the Rinna. So Eric and Sutton get together. Sutton invites her to lunch. She has Popeyes. She's serving it on china. Erica admits that she's tired and she just wants to let things go. She doesn't want to keep holding on to this. So that was very big of her. You know, how true that is, I don't know, because like I said, I think she is in cahoots with some other things. Sutton just wants to support women. She wants Erica to stop lashing out. She asks Erica to have compassion. Erica agrees. She says, I only lash out because I get angry and no one's listening. I want compassion too. And Sutton's like, I'm here. I'm giving it to you. What do you think this is? So they had a really nice time. Erica admits that the trigger word for her is being called a victim. She doesn't like that. But you know what? She is. I mean, if we're to believe her story that she knew absolutely nothing about her husband, then you absolutely are a victim in his scheme of things. His large, extremely large fraud that has hurt so many people. And so she is a victim. Whether she wants to think of it or not, she is a victim. So maybe not in the same way that everyone else is. Sorry, I'm just like looking at my brows. Okay, Kathy and Kyle. So Kathy arrives to Kyle's house. They're going to get together to talk about everything. Kathy arrives. She's wearing the same shirt from the meltdown. And she like gets out of her car. She looks kind of cool actually. She's wearing a skirt and some boots. She gets out of the car and she like violently grabs some flowers from Kyle's flower pot. I was like, okay. And she comes in joking with Kyle and she's like, I'm coming from the Ponderosa and all this, that. And Kyle mentions in her talking head that, you know, this seems like it should be simple. You're in a fight with your sister. You guys get together, you talk about it, you move on. But she's like, it is not that simple. This is a family with a long, complicated history, you guys. A lot of their trauma goes back to their childhood. I know they talk so fabulously about their mom, Big Kathy, but Big Kathy was something else. I'll leave it at that. Kathy gets pretty much straight to it. She apologizes to Kyle. She literally says, I am so sorry. I am sorry. She says, I wanted to apologize because I started to rant. Kathy shares that, you know, I dress nice, but I didn't like dress nice there, you know, and I started to feel a little insecure with all the comments. Now, Kyle was making lots of comments about Kathy's clothes. Some of it was fun, but, you know, maybe you keep hearing it and you're around these women who, you know, Kathy's not like that much older than them. I think she and Rinna are about the same age, but I think Kathy kind of carries herself a little bit more older lady, you know. She's definitely, don't get me wrong, she looks great, she knows how to dress, but I think she's not as like, you know, with some of the younger things that some of these women are into. But anyway, so Kyle's like, why are you telling me this? Like, now what? I have to apologize to you? Like, completely shuts down that Kathy's actually trying to say like, hey, actually, like my breakdown started because you were poking fun at me. I mean, Kathy, at least in this scene, didn't get to, you know, I was trying to get the ladies to taste the tequila. You made a noise during that. You didn't stand up for me when Rinna was blatantly like, I'm going to try my friend Kendall Jenner's tequila. Like, you know, there were things that hurt Kathy's feelings and Kyle didn't want to hear it. And she even said that she doesn't think that Kathy is actually offended. So she dismisses her. She does know her sister better than we ever could. So maybe she knows that her sister, maybe she just knows, no, you're not hurt. You're just saying that for the cameras. I don't know. But I thought that was interesting. And Kyle does it again. So Kyle tells her, you know, this isn't the first time you've ever gone off on me, but this is the first time you've done it in front of people. And I was really embarrassed. And Kathy admits, she goes, I'm sorry. And I'm really sorry for mostly what I said back at the house. She admits that she goes, well, why did you say it? Why did you say these things? She goes, I was overtired. It was the altitude. I had 2 glasses of wine. You know, I was sleepy. I was hungry. She started like listing all these things. And I'm like, well, yeah, that'll lead to a meltdown, you know? And she goes, I am so sorry. Over and over again, she actually says the words, I am sorry. Kyle accepts it, but, you know, they break down and she's just like, I just don't know how you can say those things to me. I feel like you hate me. Kathy says, you know, first of all, we never get to do things like this. Like just sitting here at your house is how I took that. Kathy's like, you know, you need to make time for your family. Because Kyle's like, well, I'm working my ass off. Kyle snaps back and it's like, I make time for my family. And I was like, God, Kyle, you have to be so passive aggressive. You know, she means your extended family. We know that your immediate daughters are important to you and your husband. But she's saying, yeah, can you make time to spend some time with your sisters? You've got nieces and nephews. Or do you only want to just be there for photo ops, Kyle? Sorry, that was me saying that. Kathy says, I can't even reach you on the phone. I feel like a pest. And Kyle tells her, well, Kathy, basically you call and you don't be saying shit. You call, you want to rant, you want to talk about this and that. Kyle doesn't have time for it. She goes, do I ignore her calls sometimes? Yes. Kathy then says she is so proud of Kyle over and over again. They hug it out. She's like, mom would be proud. They embrace. Kyle's happy. I think she accepts it. But she also says, well, it's circling in my head that my sister said these horrible things about me. But now she's telling me what I want to hear and the support I need. I don't know what I can trust. It's almost like the opposite of what she heard in Aspen. Kyle lets her know, thank you for apologizing. Have you talked to the other women and apologized to them? Kathy says yes. She apologized to most of them, but with the exception of Erica, because she didn't talk to her. And I took that as I didn't say a word to her about when I was going off, so I didn't even include her in that. And she says, and I didn't talk to Lisa yet. I tried to reach out to her, but, haven't heard from her. She goes, well, okay, well, Lisa's coming over here so you can apologize to her. So Lisa comes. Kathy apologizes. Actually, Lisa notices that Kathy's wearing the same shirt and she's floored. She's floored by that. That's kind of funny. I would be like, and bitch, she had on the same outfit from the damn club when I got into, So I thought that was funny that she noticed that. Lisa comes in, she sits down. Kathy apologizes. She goes, I'm sorry for putting you in that position. I'm so sorry. Again, I hear the words, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I know that you're going through your own stuff. You just lost your mom. I'm really sorry to have put you through that. Lisa's quiet and she's like, yeah, well, I was really shook. You really have to take a look inside, Kathy, and see what made you go to that place. Kathy's like, yes, I was upset. Yeah, you were upset. I was upset. It was, and Lisa's like, cruel? It was cruel. She's using this quiet therapist voice. All of a sudden, Lisa Rinna's the armchair therapist with her little black turtleneck shirt, and she's just sitting there and just really you really have got to get to the root of that evil, of those things you felt, right? She's like, Kathy's like, well, I don't really have a temper. And Lisa says, well, what would you call that, Kathy? She goes, well, I lost my temper that day. Rinna goes on to say that she thinks Kathy needs help. I mean, Kathy is saying, I'm sorry. Rinna keeps going. You just need some help. I really think you need to look into this. She's like, I really think you need to get this figured out. Kathy goes, look, it was a lot in 3 days, okay? Rinna says, oh, are you trying to shut me up? Kathy says, no, but you can be quite unkind as well. Rinna says, oh, we're gonna go there. Kathy says, no, we're not gonna go there because you won't wanna hear it. And I was proud of Kathy for really catching that Rinna was condescending this whole damn conversation. And she has her nerve to talk about somebody needing to figure out what their problem is. Kathy starts crying though, like choking on her tears, that she has a friend that has triple cancer, and she tells Kyle, I haven't even had a chance to tell you this. And she's upset and she says, again, I am sorry. Kathy admits, I don't have problems with people like this. I have people who've known me for 30 years and I have never had this, okay? And she's talking to Rinna and Rinna goes, why are you looking at me like that? What the fuck? That's so immature. What do you mean, why is she looking at you like that? Because she's disgusted that you keep trying to push this. She tells Kathy, well, you're not going to gaslight and you're not going to manipulate me. You can have your tears, but you're not going to manipulate me. We need to have a real talk about the things you said and the names you called people. There she goes again. She says, do you remember me locking myself up in the room? And Kathy's like, no. She goes, you had a psychotic break. She says this a couple times, and I think it's inappropriate for Rinna to say that. There are people who actually have had real psychotic breaks. There are people who have true trauma and PTSD. Stop using those words. Stop it. Like, You're not clinically trained. Do not say that she had a psychotic break. You haven't seen anything like it. Well, what was it like when you took the glass, and Kathy mentioned it, like this woman attacked my sister, Kim. You took off of her making one comment, you immediately hop up. You lunge for her throat. You catch yourself because you know, okay, I'm going to choke this bitch out. And then you grab the glass and you break it. All because she asked about your husband. Let's not talk about the husbands. But Kathy needs to check where that rage comes from. She told Kathy, you said some horrible things about this beautiful sister of yours. Rinna, you said some horrible things about her beautiful sisters. But Rinna pushes again. Where does that hatred come from? You've got to figure that out. You've got a black heart, and you've got to figure that out. And she just sits there so fucking smug. Like, she literally told Kathy she has a black heart. I was thinking to myself, you know what she's doing right now? She just fucking described herself. She just described herself. Rinna, you have to figure out where this rage comes from. Rinna, you need to figure out why you think the only way you can be on the show is by destroying people, saying bold ass statements that have absolutely no merit, putting things out in the universe that could literally destroy lives, families, marriages. You need to ask yourself, why do you have this black heart? Why do you have this black heart? She's the one with the black heart. She was so goddamn smug. Kathy ends up leaving. She lets her know she's done. Rinna's just looking, just like, I knew it. What do you want, Rinna? You want her to say on camera that she used some slurs? Listen, if she's going to use it, she's going to use it, right? But it wasn't on camera. We didn't catch it. We have your lying ass word against hers. You have been a proven liar, manipulator, gaslighter. So you have put us in a position where we are believing that this older woman, elite, older white woman, didn't say those things. We are believing her over you. That is how bad your damn reputation is, okay? Next week, they're going to talk more about it. But, you know, Rinna, she is a liar and she is a manipulator. She lied about Yolanda and Munchausen, saying that, you know, somebody told her the word and she puts it out there. How many times did she say she misbehaved and acted a certain way because Lisa Vanderpump told her to do it, and that Lisa Vanderpump's the one who leaked the story about the dog, and they dragged that on. You know, this is Lisa's MO. She brings up topics and then she won't let it go. Just like with this apology Kathy was trying to give her. She won't let it go. She won't let it go. Kathy's got to figure out her dark heart. Let's not forget what she even said about her nail pal, Dorit, that at the party that they were at several years ago, that people were, you know, partaking in activities in the bathroom, and set that on camera. Literally, Dorit is a mother. That is not a legal substance. That is an awful thing to say about someone with children, that they're partaking in those things. And Dorit was horrified that she said that. She said Kim was close to death. I mean, she tried it with Garcelle and Harry Sauce. She literally said that she just threw that out there. She tried to make that a storyline and it was squashed. Harry wasn't here for it. So my question is, Lisa, what is your problem? Like, straight the fuck up. Like, what is her problem? Rinna is the one, I think, who is jealous of maybe Kyle's life. She wants to ruin every relationship she has with Kyle. Maybe Kyle is assisting her with, hey, it's okay to go after Kim. Hey, it's okay to go after Kathy. Maybe it's going too far. What is she gaining from this? You know, she planted the seeds earlier in the season that we were going to get this bombshell, right? And it is falling so damn flat. It is falling so flat. All of us are willing to accept that Kathy could have said the most horrible things about her sister, right? The rest of the stuff that conveniently only her and Erica are mentioning. Remember last week, Erica mentioned several times about people who, you know, have the most to hide. Okay, where is the proof of this? There is no proof. We've got Lisa's word against everyone else. She's telling the girls that Kathy said stuff about them too, maybe hoping that they'll get mad. Well, what did she say? What more did she say? Because all the girls are acting bewildered that, well, we saw her upset, but we didn't really hear anything. No, the only people who heard something is Lisa. And apparently Erica believes the breakdown of the things that Lisa said. So I feel like Lisa's planned takedown of Kathy absolutely is backfiring on her ass. It's backfiring on her ass because people are starting to see this woman has a habit. She has a habit of picking one person, throwing some crazy accusation like she did with Denise and what's her name? God, Brandy. Nobody cared. The viewers didn't care. She just won't drop it. She won't stop. She won't stop until she gets some sort of apology or some sort of acknowledgement that she thinks she is old. She has decided that she is the judge and juror, and you have to convince her that your apology means it. She can't just take your word for it. She won't drop it. She's going to bring it up. She tried it again with the Elton John table thing, but Sutton had her receipts. So she had to. She couldn't go after Sutton for that anymore. But you know what? She tried for 6, 7, 8 episodes. She's attacking Sutton. Why did you say it, Sutton? Why did you say it? Lisa, why do you say the things you say? You have literally tried to put into the universe that this woman is a racist, a homophobic. You've put that out there. This is something that will destroy her reputation, her career. She won't be able to be on Bravo. Bravo has its issues with these things. You're putting it out there with absolutely nothing to back it up with just your word. And your word isn't worth a damn because you have problems. You have the dark heart. You are the one with the issues. You need to ask yourself, why do you feel like the only way you can be relevant is by taking down someone? Who made you judge and juror? Who made you God? Where you feel like you have to do this? Are you that unhappy? Lisa is so sick and unhappy with her life, with her marriage, maybe with her children. She is so sick and unhappy that she cannot be happy with these women. She's looking for a weakness. She's looking for something to come down on them. She's looking to have these storylines, and she's looking to create this drama and this narrative that isn't fucking there. You know all that happened? Maybe Kathy just had a meltdown about her sister. Oh no, but she's got to throw out this other stuff. Oh no, oh God, it was huge. She had a psychotic break. Your heart is black. You got to figure it out. You need to figure out what the hell is wrong with you, is what you need to do, Lisa. You're a sick individual. You're the one with the black heart. And I think that this is her last season. I've been saying it. I think she's done. She's done. She's done. She's gone too far. She's gone too damn far. Let me know what you think. I feel like there's points I'm missing with this woman. But she's made me so mad, and her fakeness and her looks and just, it's too much. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you think at this point, if you're any more convinced one way or the other. Did Kathy's meltdown include disgusting comments, inappropriate, unforgivable statements, or was it just strictly about her sister, Kyle? Let me know what you think. I'm so mad. I'm going to go have a drink. I'm going to go order me a Grey Goose. No, did she order Grey Goose? But I'm going to go get me a drink. I'm going to get me something. Okay. Have a good night. Thank you.